Keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real with Reverend Laura.
Here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we practice a philosophy we call Science of Mind. It was developed by our founder, Ernest Holmes, in the 20th century. Science of Mind is part of a religious philosophy called Panentheism. The word Panentheism comes from three Greek words: pan, which means all, en, which means in, and theism, which comes from the Greek word theos, meaning God. So Panentheism considers God and the world to be interrelated, with the world being in God and God being in the world. This belief system has two key factors. The first one is the immanence. And the immanence means that God is present in everything and in every situation. And then we have transcendence. God is not limited by any other being or reality. It transcends everything. So in other words, we believe that God is in everything, as everything, but is so much more than any one thing. In our Declaration of Principles, the very first statement speaks to this idea of panentheism. We believe in the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in, through, and as all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of the living Spirit. And so based on this belief system, how could we ever possibly be anything other than naturally divine? That's the title for today's talk. Naturally divine. So when we use phrases like God is all there is, or I am one with the divine, or the place on which I stand is holy ground for God is there, we are speaking directly to this panentheistic philosophy, this belief that God is in everything and that God moves through everything, and yet God is so much more than any one thing. It is present everywhere, in everything, all the time. In his book, This Thing Called You, Ernest Holmes writes, "Perhaps this seems too good to be true, and yet all nature is a living example, a continuous reminder that there is a spirit animating everything, a presence diffused, a law governing, a unity sustaining, and a coordinating will binding all together, a unifying principle holding everything in place." This is what we believe this divine spirit is. And it doesn't matter what we call it. We believe it is that one essence, that one presence that is in, through, and as everything at all times, yet is so much more than any one thing.
Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.